All right, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like the gentleman in the caption photo, Mr. Mario Ray, the principal at Dillard uh, Middle School in Goldsboro, North Carolina, is once again up to his old tactics, his totalitarian, authoritative tactics. According to a mother, he this past Monday, if I'm not mistaken, he suspended three middle school students unjustly. Now, the other day I did a video about the burning down of a house that sits approximately 4 or 5 houses down across the street from Dillard Middle School. Now, I didn't go into details about the situation regarding the children then because I just wanted to focus on the house and the houses in that area. However, according to the mother of one of the young children who were unjustly suspended by Mr. Ray, which I feel is unjust, her child and about three other children were walking to school from the Lincoln Homes area of Goldsboro. If you're familiar, Lincoln Homes is in very close proximity to Dillard Middle School. And these children were walking to the school, and if anybody knows, right on Wayne Avenue, as you get to Devereaux Street, there are about 4 abandoned houses on the left side of the street heading toward the school. Now, there also is a field in which one house used to sit that was either torn down or condemned, and neither is no longer there. So the mother said that the children sometimes will go behind the houses and walk to that field and therefore get to school in that manner. Now, on this particular day, the mother informs me that her child and 2 other students were walking along with another student who was consequently expelled from school. I don't know if the school was Dillard Middle or another school. However, this particular student who was expelled was walking with the other 3 children. Now, these children walked through the path, and evidently they came upon the house mentioned in the last video that was eventually burned down. Now, according to the mother, as was told by her child and the other 2 individuals, children that were there, the child who was suspended or expelled went into the house, the abandoned house, through the back door. There was no back door on this house. The property had been condemned, private property, and things like that. So, according to the mother, as told by her child, the other 3 children watched the child who was expelled light fire to a couch. And as the child eventually lit fire to the couch, presumably the fire started, and eventually the whole house burnt down, as you see. Once again, the previous video, as I gave you a minimal tour of the damage of the house. Now, as this relates to Mr. Ray, now, once again, these children walked from around the side of the house and then proceeded to go to school, the 3 children who were still in school. Now, the other child, I'm not privy to where he went. Of course, he didn't go to school because he was expelled. Now, these 3 children get to school, and they are questioned eventually about what went on at that house. Apparently, according to the parent, Mr. Ray, uh, pulled all these children to the side and questioned them about what happened uh, to that house. Now, mind you, he also informed the children that the school cameras had them on video coming from around the house. Now, mind you, the house is not on school property. The children had not yet made it to school. So this incident has nothing to do, in my opinion, it doesn't fall under Mr. Ray's disciplinary jurisdiction. However, nevertheless, the police were called. And the parent of the child tells me that she was also called. And subsequently, the principal and the police questioned the children. And when they were being questioned, the child in question, the child of the mother who called me, admitted to seeing what happened, but it was also confirmed by the other two children that her child never went into the house. Now, she didn't go into detail about the other children, if or if not they went into the house. Nevertheless, it was confirmed that her child never went into the house. Now, the police were there as well, so the police cleared her child and evidently the other three children from any wrongdoing in relation to the burning down of the house. However, according to the mother, Mr. Ray still suspended her child. Mind you, she says her child has never been in trouble the entire school year. And I don't know if she means even the entire time that he's been a student at that school. The child is 12 years old. This mother says that Mr. Ray suspended her child and possibly the other two children for a period of 10 days. Now, mind you, once again, the police did not implicate this child as being involved in the arson. The child was not confirmed to have been involved by the other two peers. So when the mother questioned Mr. Ray of his reasons for suspending the child for 10 days, Mr. Ray said that he suspended the child for being an accessory. Once again, being an accessory to what? An accessory is a charge that police give someone when they participate in a crime with someone else. Now, the police, which I am told it was Investigator Rivers, cleared this young child of having anything to do with that fire being set forth. However, Mr. Ray's explanation to this mother is that he's suspending the child for being an accessory. Also, the mother told me that Mr. Ray also informed her that she should be looking for something in the mail to sign for her child to go to alternative school. Now, if this child was not on campus, did not do anything wrong at school, has never been in trouble, why on earth is Mr. Ray intent to sending this child to alternative school for an incident that he had nothing to do with? Now, I admit children are mischievous, as we see, as I was. It's probably you were. And so when children are standing around watching one of their peers do something, they probably know it's wrong, but they have a natural curiosity. I wonder if he's going to do this. I can't believe you. I want to see this joker do this, right? It's a natural childlike curiosity. However, this child and the other two, if I'm not mistaken, were not implicated in doing anything wrong to this property. So why on earth would this principal take an incident that has nothing to do with school and suspend this child for being there off school property for an incident he's been cleared of? Now, that's almost tantamount to a child missing school for a dentist appointment, and say the child goes to the mall with their mother. And the child goes to the mall, unbeknownst to their mother, the child is being mischievous, and he tries to steal a shirt out of, Belt Tyler's or whatever. And he gets caught. What this principal is doing is tantamount to say, okay, you got caught stealing at the mall, so I'm going to suspend you for 10 days, but also refer you to alternative school. That is what we are seeing with this principal who has this dictatorial or this authoritarian style, which he feels that he can inflict punishment on children that has nothing to do with being on school grounds or being involved in school curriculum. Now, the other parent associated with the child told me that the explanation he gave was, well, it happened during school hours. Well, once again, that example that I just gave you would have happened during school hours, but that does not give the principal a right to suspend the child for something that has nothing to do with school. He didn't put any child or any staff or any property in the school in danger. Once again, he has been cleared of even having anything to do with that fire. Yet and still, that child remains suspended. Now, mind you, I found out about this Thursday night. I went out there Friday morning, but unbeknownst to me, it was, I guess, Good Friday, and the school was closed. So I didn't have a chance to speak to Mr. Ray. I hope he sees this video and reach out, because everybody knows about the videos that occurred about Mr. Ray from last year. The incident where he called the police on a young girl who was having I would call it, as a mental health professional, a mental health crisis. And him calling the police on that child resulted in charges being brought upon that child and her being expelled and forced to go to an alternative school. Now, we all know that story as well. But this is also not the first instance that I've heard about Mr. Ray inflicting punishment on students for incidents that did not occur on school grounds, on school property, or even on the bus. One mother called me as well, said she had to go out there and give him a piece of her mind, which I understand. She informed me that her child, once again, stays in close proximity to the school where they walk to school. And in this particular incident, once again, kids were being kids. They was running around, playing, horse playing, whatever the case may be. And her child either tripped the girl or, was involved with the girl physically where she fell. The girl ended up scraping her knee. And then when she got to school, she evidently told what happened. And once again, Mr. Ray took this incident that did not happen on school grounds, and I don't think this was even during school hours. So that premise wouldn't apply here as well, even if it was valid. He took this incident and once again suspended this lady's child. So there is once again in my opinion, and you tell me what you think in the comments about this particular incident, there is an overreaching of disciplinary actions in regard to Mr. Ray in both situations. But most importantly, the most recent situation where a mother is having to fight in order to get her son not to be sent to alternative school, a child who has never been in trouble in school. Now, she told me that, the letter, he was telling her that she's going to have to sign that letter. I told her distinctly, don't sign that letter, because when you sign the letter, that means you agree to that. You don't have to agree to that. And then she told me she spoke with another administrator about the letter. And she told me that administrator told her, well, I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do anything illegal in regards to them trying to push her son to alternative school. That was the words that the mother gave me from the administrator, telling her, well, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do anything illegal regarding this situation. So evidently there's some illegalities concerning Mr. Ray's actions. And, you be the judge. You tell me if this incident, this child was cleared by police, cleared by peers, was found not to even get to go in that house, and gets to school, and he's suspended under the guise of being an accessory to something that he's been proven not to be an accessory to, and then referred to alternative school. Now, I talked about this in previous videos. Why is Mr. Ray so adamant about expelling students and referring them to alternative school? And you administrators, principals, school board personnel, you can correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm not mistaken, the school board or the school district gets more funding for each individual student that is placed in that alternative school. Now, mind you, as I went over the policy last year, he implemented, and this is Dr. Witchard, implemented a policy stating if you get referred to the alternative school, you have to be there for at least a semester. Meaning, this child, if he's referred to the alternative school, he would be sent there for the rest of this year, and then he would have to start next year to complete a full semester at that school, which would in turn mean what? More funding for the school district. So I don't think this action by Mr. Ray is right. Pretty sure people are going to come in the comments justifying it. And, that's why I do this, to have these conversations. But I don't think that it is right. I did several things as a child, mischievous, being a 13, 14, 15-year-old child. Children make mistakes. And before you blame the parents, I came from a loving 2-parent household. My parents are still married today for 50 years, brought me up in church, very smart in school, gave me all the loving care, no drinking, no smoking, no fighting, mother and father at home every night in the bed together. And I, as a child, as a curious child, made a lot of mistakes that had nothing to do with my parents. That was because of my own volition, my own curiosity, my own will of exploration. So when we discuss these things, a lot of people always want to place blame on parents. But once again, as I said in the last video, children are a microcosm of the larger of society. They are a reflection of what society is. So when school starts back, I'm definitely going to go out there. Maybe Mr. Ray will talk to me about it. Maybe he won't. He talked to me before. But we need some clarification. And if you guys want some clarification, if you guys got some pull, or if you guys know the policy, put it in the comments. Let me know. 919-587-7782. I'm not afraid to have the dialogue. But I don't think that this is right. And you tell me if my opinion is somehow erroneous. But like I said, leave the comments in the comment section, or you can call me directly. 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings.